My name is Carl,
My name's Oscar,
and this is Who Would Watch This?
where we review bad films and decide who would watch this.
Well, apart from us.
Carl, what are we going to be talking about today?
We're going to be talking about Artemis Fowl today.
The best film ever?
Absolutely not.
Crushing. That hurts.
Now, what did you know of this film?
I knew nothing going in, except it was bad. All my friends had said it's a one-star film, no merits.
Yeah, definitely probably one of the worst films of the year so far.
And this year has not produced many films, so...
No, it's really scraping the bottom of the barrel,
Yeah.
which is probably why I got pushed to Disney+.
Yeah.
Yeah, so did you even see a trailer for this?
No. Oh, moments before I saw it.
Yeah.
And I went, doesn't look too bad. Saw it.
Because
It's
you see
bad.
this, like, the early teaser trailer is full of stuff that's just not in the movie.
I didn't see that.
Oh,
no.
okay, yeah.
What
So
did
there's like
what did they cut
they
out?
clearly did like a big cutting job on this.
Okay.
I think they cut out the villain. I think is like a big one. Like there's
The hooded figure?
yeah. There's like I think that's who it was supposed to be. There's a part where like this like person transforms into a fairy when
Mhm.
like Artemis Fowl and Butler go out places.
Yeah, because...
They start like searching for stuff, but in like the proper movie they don't leave the home really.
No,
So-
because I remember they went to go look
Yeah.
for a rock, but it's...
Yeah.
We'll get into plot
Yeah,
later.
but they genuinely like kind of cut out somebody on like the rise of stardom. She was like the villain. She was like one of the villains in the new like Watchmen television show,
Mhm.
and she's been in lots of other stuff. She's like an Asian actress. So
Was she the hooded figure, or
I
is that...
think she is the hooded figure.
Okay.
But I don't know.
No.
I'm just throwing
Throwing
stuff
out
there.
there.
But I've also read the book many years ago.
And how did it compare?
Oof.
To childhood nostalgia, to your 20-something...
Well, I think we
Experience.
both now have an experience because you're a Percy Jackson fan.
I am a big fan, yes. And those films hurt me. And there's 2 of them, so you're lucky.
Yeah, maybe I'll get my Sea of Monsters. Better than the first Percy Jackson?
Nope.
No.
Nope, it just got worse.
I like the one with Uma Thurman and her snake hair.
That's somehow the best part of the film, and
Yeah.
that's the word, and that just...
I like that she wears sunglasses.
That stops it. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Is that in the book too?
Yes, I think it is actually, but it's better explained. Everything's
I know.
better explained.
Well, I
in the
don't
book.
think Artemis Fowl is Artemis Fowl's hard to adapt.
Why
There's
is that?
so much going on.
Because it seems like, from what I understand, is he's the villain.
Yeah.
And-
So the whole trajectory of the series is like he starts as the villain and becomes the hero over the course of like 7 books.
Yeah.
I only read like the first 3 or 4, but like, and that's what's interesting is it's like a kid.
Anti-hero?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
and, like,
also a...
but he like threatens to like kill Holly and things like that, and he hurts people and
Yeah.
steals things and
is interesting.
yeah, well, so much more like dynamic than what we get. Like at the end of, we can't get into it yet.
Yeah.
We'll save it. For
Do we need to
that.
say the positives first? Is that what we want to do? Do you want to go through the film, or do we go through the plot?
We'll go through the plot.
Because I tried to write down the plot.
Absolutely no idea.
I've watched this barely
Yeah.
48 hours ago, and I've just there's just pits just burned to my brain, and that's it.
Yeah, well, because I watched it once when it came out, the
Mhm.
day it came out, and then once again for this,
Mhm.
which I'm not happy about how I've been spending my time.
No, it's only 90 minutes, but it's a long 90 minutes.
Oh, it drags.
Mm.
It doesn't even go for 90 minutes. It goes for an hour and 28 minutes. It's like
Really
if you
counting
cut
the
the
minutes.
credits. Yeah, if you cut the credits.
You didn't stick for the credits?
Oh, absolutely not. I've written down minute by minute things of where I'm like, why is this happening now?
Yep, fair
We're
enough.
this far into it. So we can go through it, but I got very aggressive. I've got 3 full pages
I'm very
of
excited.
notes.
I've got just some. I started off writing what I liked, and that stopped about 3 minutes in,
Yeah.
so that hurts.
We'll wait to get to our compliments,
of
but
course, but let's go for the plot.
immediately I'm pretty sure from like what we talked about, I
Mm.
already dislike one of your compliments.
Still, yeah. Oh, my compliments? Oh,
Yeah.
crushing. All right,
We'll
well,
see.
look at that,
We'll see.
arguments.
Yeah, I know. That's like dynamic.
Yeah.
We'll both say pretty low expectations going into this.
I had pretty low, and they were met. I was like, understand why this is
Definitely
not loved.
maybe because like me and like the friends that saw this
Mhm.
softened the blow for you, but this was far worse than I thought it was going to
That's,
be.
I think, I only saw negative reviews. When you see it like
Yeah.
in the IMDb, like 4, and then score like 3.
Surely, yeah. Who's given it a good Metascore? Who's that person? They should lose
It's
their...
Kenneth. It's just like, please. Bennett.
Have you seen... So what other Kenneth Branagh films have you seen that he's directed?
I've seen Thor, seen Cinderella, seen...
Orient Express.
I feel like he's done some other ones. What else has he done?
Hamlet, I've seen. I don't know if you've seen his Hamlet.
I've not seen Hamlet. I don't think I've seen any of his
I
Shakespeare.
think he directed Frankenstein. Have you seen his version of Frankenstein?
No, that's not the one with Daniel Radcliffe, is it?
No, he did like one that Guillermo del Toro said was like his favorite script he's ever read, and it's written by Frank Darabont, who did Shawshank Redemption, Green Mile, and things like that. Yeah. And then Kenneth Branagh came in and fucked that up. Pretty sure he directed that. Could be wrong. He might just be in it. But Kenneth's getting the blame. Okay. Much to do about nothing?
I've seen the poster.
Oh,
Great
okay,
poster.
yeah.
Ooh.
Kenneth Branagh knows a poster. Maybe we'll say that.
Artemis Fowl.
No, it's a bad poster.
It's just him in sunglasses.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that.
We'll talk about the sunglasses.
Yeah,
no.
not a fan.
Running motif with sunglasses here from Uma Thurman to this. Don't make a movie that relies 100% on sunglasses.
That's the main thing we've established. Men in Black just nailed it.
Yeah. Also, one of my things was I thought the sunglasses look really cheap. If you're going to make it a center point of the film...
they weren't Ray-Bans, weren't they?
No, they look like knockoff Oakleys from, like, Bali.
Which is the coolest sunglasses, I assume. Kenneth went, those.
Get me those.
And it worked.
Do you reckon he's embarrassed?
I think now. I think
surely.
now. During, I think he was like, it's a Cinderella. At like...
Cinderella's better than this.
No, of course, but I think he thought this would be a Cinderella. Just kind of like a...
Oh, okay, like paycheck, like...
Exactly.
It's not... Doesn't leave an impression.
No.
It's not abusively bad.
Exactly. Everyone's just like, I saw that, it's done.
Yeah. Like, how embarrassed do you think he is to just work with other directors? Like, we talked about this because he's the villain in the new Christopher Nolan film.
Do you think Christopher just give him absolute shit? Just like, no notes.
Absolutely. I would not accept any talk back of kind of just being like, I'd like to do this with the script. Absolutely not. I saw Artemis. You're not wearing sunglasses, Kenneth. Put the fucking Barley Oakleys down.
Could you imagine Christopher Nolan sitting down watching Artemis Fowl? I just can't imagine that image of him in his massive, I assume the house from Inception.
Yeah.
and just watching that for 90 minutes and going, I've cast him, I can't get rid of him.
Have you seen the Tenet trailer? Because Kenneth Branagh is doing a very strong Russian accent.
No, he's not.
Oh, and I feel like that was a thing where Kenneth was like, I'd like to do a Russian accent. And Christopher was like, all right, I trust you. Yeah. You've been in the industry a while. You probably have good intentions. You know where the type of thing's going. Saw Artemis Fowl and went, fuck.
Oh no, it's bad. Oh god.
Overdub him in British.
Get Stephen Fry to dub him.
Yeah, do the whole thing.
No one will notice.
All right. Anyway,
let's go through the plot.
Let's get into this plot. So the movie begins with Josh Gad getting arrested,
which is my favorite part of the film. So I like the water prison. That's about it. I also liked the starting font, but I think it just...
I don't like where they put... This is so nitpicky. I don't like where they put Artemis Fowl, the actual title.
They put it like...
They put it at the beginning, but I think it should have come up when Josh Gad's like, this isn't about the father, it's about the son.
Yeah. Boom.
Artemis Fowl.
Whereas they sort of linger for a while.
This is kind of
and
like...
then go, shit, it's Artemis Fowl. Did you... Oh, okay, move on.
But here's my confusion. Why is he getting arrested?
Josh Gad. Did he, at the end of the film, does he get... No, he gets away, doesn't he?
Yeah, because they escape him. But why is he arrested? Nobody else is arrested. All the fairies escape.
No. Maybe he just couldn't dig
But he's enough. Like, don't they get him out of a taxi or something? Or they force him in? I don't know. But why is he still there?
But then we're spoiling it. Spoilers. Nobody
cares.
Josh Gad gets out of prison. I know.
Shit.
In the worst...
That sounds like good writing.
Believe it or not, Carl, it's not. I couldn't believe it either.
We'll wait till the end to discuss, because he's doing a horrible voice. That is...
Oh, I don't know why, but 3 characters are doing a grunty voice like this.
Judi Dench's grunty voice.
I was like, please don't. Judy, come on.
Stop. Everybody needs to stop. It's so... It would be one thing if Josh Gad was just doing that as a voice, but the fact that it's... The whole narration of the movie is so
Artemis Fowl.
I'm a dwarf. I'm oppressed because I'm tall.
I really thought he was trying to do a Johnny Depp, Captain Jack Sparrow in this.
You think this was his Oscar?
I think he was trying to do this. I think throughout the whole thing, he's flamboyant and a bit, I'm a dwarf.
He looks like the only person that's having fun. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
He looks like the only person that's enjoying himself. Have you seen behind the scene images of this movie? Kenneth Branagh's not enjoying himself. He's basically going, kid, just fucking emote.
Just emote.
Give me anything.
I don't want to bully the kid, but...
I don't want to bully the kid
No.
either. But I think you'd get more range from if you just put peanut butter in his mouth and he just... no, you know.
Well, that's an Oscar.
Because there's so many good kid actors out there. I
There
don't know
are.
why. Honestly, cherry pick any kid from like the It films.
Easily. I think like Finn Wolfhard would be... I mean, he's just a kid actor.
Get any of the Stranger Things kids. You'll be fine.
Yeah. But I was like, oh, maybe he looks like him, but he's just a kid.
No.
And he looked like he was wearing a wig the whole time.
Well, we'll talk about his hair. I would like to call out the hair and wardrobe department because his hair is fucked up in this movie.
It just gets larger and larger.
They really bring in the MacGuffin of the movie, the Aculus, very quickly.
That annoyed me. I was like, so this is just a MacGuffin, and then they showed it. I'm like, what does it do? It's powerful. It's powerful.
Oh, so this was one of the lines that I liked from Josh Gad. A story that begins where every great story begins.
Oh, that was...
What?
Actually, no, sorry. The one joke, I hope it's a joke, because it was very funny. It was like, where magic comes from Ireland. That was... Josh Gad can have that. If that was a joke, that was very funny.
I don't think it was.
Crushing. That hurts.
Well, he says it so... I guess it might have been sarcasm, but... I don't know.
It was quite a whimsical shot of like Ireland, so maybe it wasn't.
Yeah. They also over all the press that's happening, they say that a fisherman saw everything.
You mean the one that's in the boat?
Yeah. So
dies?
They say that at the beginning. Yeah, that you would assume dies, but they're like the fisherman saw it all.
Is that what they're going off?
That's what I wrote it down, so I definitely didn't make it up.
No, there's a fit. So
are they going off the fisherman that was like, think that guy, Josh Gad,
ate dirt, went underground, a force field stopped? Because I know, was there any evidence?
Well, because here's the thing, when they get the troll later in the movie, nobody remembers. So why does the fisherman remember?
God, that stopping time mechanic, I want to talk about in detail because I don't.
We'll get to it right after
Yeah.
Artemis's surfing montage.
Weird. No one's ever surfed in Ireland. What was that? I was thinking, this is 90 minutes. This is a good minute. You've wasted like a percentage of your film on just surfing.
Do you reckon it was the kid that was like, I want to surf?
I think.
Let me show my surfing skills.
I think that was it. Characterization. He can surf. That shows
You think it would come back though?
Yeah.
Like he has to surf to get out
on
of the
that
scenario?
big wave.
Yes!
Yes! That's a massive wave.
He has to save that fisherman that's fallen to his death.
That'd be cool.
Surfing.
So, I mean, it'd be silly, but like
at least it would
pay off.
Yeah.
Whereas, I mean, like, he's a smart kid. You don't really see him being smart.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
I like it because he goes from a surfing montage to school for like a second.
Yeah.
To therapy where everything's glass.
It's glass. And four people going like therapy. I imagine is a very confined. So like you want to be secret. You want to be like this is confidential. If 9 people are watching you,
just like, other kids from your peers, watching
just like
you.
I'm sure he gets bullied. Why would you get the bully that ammo?
Immediately, the therapist is like, so your mum's dead and your dad is never there for you. How does it make you feel?
Do you want to cry? Do you want to cry, little boy?
Yeah.
They're watching the camera.
They're all looking at you. Not only children, but parents too.
Who are these people? I'm sure they're concerned, but I don't think... Just even a camera, at least, like, that's, like... It's mean, but, like, at least you get the point.
It looks like they could only find... Like, they just built it on set.
Yeah.
They were like, okay, what about the walls? We don't have any. We've only got sheets of glass and 9 extras.
Oh, no, I guess we have to use them. Kenneth, are you sure? Do you not want to just use that wall on the other side?
Can you imagine, because he gets all pissy at the therapist and runs out of therapy. Yeah. Can you imagine the mother that's just like, all right, Timmy, you're in next. That kid couldn't stand it, so we're all going to be judging you, making sure we get our money's worth of
also,
therapy.
this glass is very thin. We can hear.
Oh, yeah, absolutely all of it. Artemis, I think your dad might be a supervillain. Confidential?
How smart are you? Why are you here?
Oh my god, the fact that he literally says like a robot, "This is a sensitive topic, doctor," and then just insults his chair. And he's like, "You're lashing out at me," and he's like, "The chair's not an original."
Get out of here! Insane.
And he walks out, and the therapist is like, "Who do you think you are?" And then the credits just continue.
Kenneth also popped up 3 times as director, filmed by, and written by, it seemed. Or was it written by? He had 3 pop-ups.
I'm fairly sure his voice is also the one that's like interrogating Josh Gad. I think that's Kenneth Branagh's voice. No way to confirm it.
No.
I could Google it, but I won't.
I won't, and let's defame him.
Oh, this is what also got me on a rewatch that I didn't notice. But after he runs out of therapy, he's just on like a hoverboard in the forest.
What was that? Why? Because this kid, it seems like he's set up to do like these extreme stunts.
Sports?
Yeah.
You think it's like an early XXX?
Exactly. It's Xander Cage. And Artemis
Can you
Fowl.
imagine by the end of the movie he's bald?
Slightly tanned.
That is a wig comes up. And I'm a criminal mastermind. Xander Cage.
He reveals the tattoo at the back.
It's the story of how he gets his 3 X's. Surfing, hoverboarding, and fairy
Fairy
fucking.
stopping magic. Fairy fucking.
Yeah.
He fucks it. The fairy's like, alright, here's next.
Him and Holly have insane chemistry together, which is bizarre. Well, they don't actually, but she's 84.
She's
absolute cradle snatcher getting that 14-year-old kid.
Oh, they kind of say it's like, yeah, because they're fairies and they're 84, they look alike, but stop. Also that, I mean, again, what are we up to?
Well, I mean, like, I was also going to bring, because a big red flag for me is when the therapist is like, your mum's dead.
Yeah.
So the dad's not in the books, but the mum is the main thing.
So she's alive.
So the mum's really sick.
Yeah.
If I'm recalling this right, the mum's really sick.
Mm-hmm. And
the reason he needs the fairies is because he wants their magic to save her. So he holds a fairy hostage.
That seems alright.
And so it's like he's doing a bad thing, but the humanizing reason is he's doing it for his mum.
Exactly.
And then I think the father comes into it like later because the father's missing or something like that.
Okay.
So that's essentially
more interesting than this film already.
Oh yeah, but that's pretty much that's the first book.
Is this...
So there's all this extra stuff in this.
Is the MacGuffin? I can't write the shiny thing that's powerful and human.
I think the MacGuffin comes in later.
Okay.
As
so
like an overarching thing. They could have made it up for this. For some reason it's in the back of my mind like it's almost like it's just kind of like the Harry Potter stones.
Yeah.
Where you're like, they're there, but they don't come to fruition till later.
No, but they're not the center point of the story.
Well, in the end, the Oculus doesn't. They get over it. Like the Oculus shouldn't return after this movie. They use it. They put it away.
I don't even know what it's really for. I remember Josh Gad eats it like twice.
Oh, yeah, Josh Gad's eaten it all. I reckon he definitely wasn't a fan of the catering table. And just was constantly eating bits of the set. I can imagine.
Can you CGI my mouth larger so I can...
Kenneth's just like, Josh, please stop eating pieces of the set. All we've got is glass walls. Not everything can be glass. Josh.
And 9 extras. What are we going to do for this therapy scene? I know it's silly.
Yet it costs like $120 million.
It did not cost $120 million.
I'm pretty sure it did.
Did they build the house? Like, what?
I mean,
there's only like 3 settings. It's
$125 million.
$125 million.
This movie cost Jesus.
How much did Colin Farrell get paid? Because he's the
for a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes. This movie cost $125 million. Jesus. Yeah, Colin Farrell was in it for like a minute.
Yeah.
There's literally just I've written down exposition.
Oh, it's
at 11 minutes in, Colin Farrell says he loves his son. 1 minute later, he's missing.
Oh, he's gone. It moves so quickly and just nothing happens, but so much exposition happens.
But also, you'd think because the thing that like throws me is the fact like 12 minutes in is when Artemis finds out his dad is a criminal mastermind.
Yeah, and fairies are real.
Yeah, which is not the right.
No,
it's so quickly done. Like, I mean, he's also like, he's not a criminal, he's my dad, and I'm like, that doesn't justify it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just because you know him doesn't mean he's not a criminal.
No. He would never steal. I know of him.
It came from his ballsack. He can't be a criminal.
Legally, I'm a smart genius. I know that. He's very dumb for a genius.
Oh my god, his room's full of Legos.
Yeah. I was like looking at that like, I mean, like, sure, you're like a 14-year-old that has that is clever, but you're a genius. You should have...
A ton of geometry goes into surfing. You gotta be smart, right? Get those angles.
Exactly.
Get a parameter out.
Whoa, 45-degree angles. That's surfing, I assume.
The other thing that bugged me was when the villain just calls up their house, and Artemis is like, Dad, and I'm like, why did you assume it's immediately going to be... The press would be trying to call him immediately.
Exactly. And I didn't like the... I mean, I get because the hood, they can't put it there, but then they decided this was the easiest way.
A phone that...
a green light shines.
Is that the voice? Because it would make sense if it was like...
telepathy, yeah.
Showing the face to Artemis,
yeah.
so it's like, but it's a voice.
It's just speakerphone with a green laser on it.
Considering how smart the fairies are, I feel like they've fallen back in just telegrams and shit like that.
So how do we get it?
Yeah.
They have so much technology. The eye thing, I mean, it's a eye camera. I just don't get how a phone.
I think this is the thing that I would just not have adapted from the books is. I don't think all of the fairies and a ton of technology works on screen. I don't know how you would be able to do it. I kept on thinking...
What do they keep in?
I'm fairly sure in the books, the fairies are very evolved and they do have a ton of technology, but I just feel like if you're adapting it, you'd just be like, do we need all this technology? Because it looks weird. All the fairies, in weird get-up and using laser beams and things like that.
I kind of got that. That seemed fine. What's...
It just was on screen it looks silly and cheap.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I kept on thinking this movie would be so much better if it was directed by either Edgar Wright or because I think he'd just make it more comedic.
Exactly, and also the kid would be more interesting.
Oh, yeah.
I think it seems like the main point of the story is that the kid is evil and that's fun, and him sort of redeeming himself.
Yeah, but I mean, because the thing is, you just if you want to start a franchise, do a 90-minute first film.
No, I mean the first Harry Potter is 2 hours and 2.5 hours.
Yeah, maybe longer. It's
Chamber of
so
Secrets
long.
is 240, so maybe it is another 240. It's long.
Oh yeah, they put so much in. It doesn't get to Hogwarts until 30 minutes into it.
You got a boat scene, you got a lot of things.
You got a boat scene!
You got the boat scene. Where's the boat scene, Artemis Fowl? There's one boat. But
no, there is a boat.
That's alright.
Oh, okay.
5 out of 10.
Alright, they've done it.
Yeah, alright.
So what annoyed me was the fact that the villain calls up Artemis and goes, steal me the Aculus, because you have it. He's like, what's the Aculus? And she's like, you figure it out.
Smart boy.
And I'm like, well, tell him, don't you want him to find it? Why wouldn't you be like, well, it's this, it's a light energy, it does this, and it looks like an acorn.
Because that's not menacing.
Yeah.
That's not, okay, just like a golden acorn. You'll see it when you see it, you'll know it, but just have a look, okay?
Yeah.
Alright, see
it's maybe behind a picture frame, I'm not sure.
In the
help
house,
Artemis, this is for you.
Yeah, you've got 3 days. What was the crystal thing under Colin Farrell? I didn't understand. Was that just sharp rocks? That was trapping him. Because he was hung up.
I think he was definitely just Kenneth Branagh was like, alright, so splay yourself out on this green screen. And he went, yep. And they said, great, you're done for the day.
Thanks.
And they were like, well, just CGI things holding you up. And they went, oh, we've already spent $123.9 million. We can only do rocks.
Are they jagged? Oh, you betcha.
I can make them more jagged. If she was able to kidnap Colin Farrell so easily, why not just steal the Aculus yourself?
Exactly. I mean, so she was holding Colin
Farrell hostage.
Why didn't she torture him to get the information? Was there any reason for that? Why send a 12-year-old? I know you think he's smart, but he is 12.
But what does she have to base on him being smart?
Nothing.
Wouldn't it make more sense that she kidnaps Artemis?
Yeah.
And then is to the dad, give me the Aculus? And then the dad would be like, well...
He's my only son. I've lost my wife.
This is all I have.
Yeah.
Because it's in the reverse, the dad's like, it's fine if you sacrifice me, don't give it the Aculus. But the other way around, he'd probably be like, oh, I might have to do it. My son's been kidnapped. So Artemis is not needed for his own film.
No, I feel like that was the original script, and that was a characterization of Artemis. They went, fuck, we have to switch. Colin can only do a day of shooting.
We've got Colin to play Artemis Fowl, and he's signed on to be Artemis Fowl Senior. He's only got a day. Alright, fine. Well, let's get that broom boy over there to play Artemis Fowl.
Why old me? They'll old
he's
me.
like, hey kid, can you emote? No, I can't. Great.
Perfect. Get on it.
Have you got peanut butter to smear in his mouth? No, we're all out.
We're about
Josh Gad.
These glass men holding it. You peanut butter? No. We've got all this glass for that therapy scene. Oh god.
I can only imagine kind of how do you spend 125 million? He's like, we blew this glass ourselves.
He got into glass blowing.
Artemis Fowl was a passion project for him to do glass blowing.
Oh my god.
And then at 17 minutes in, there's just a reading montage of him reading about fairies. And then at 20 minutes is when we find out fairies are real and they do like the deep dive camera and stuff.
Yeah.
But what bugs me is Josh Gad keeps on going, ladies and gentlemen. I'm like, you're not talking, you're talking to a fucking guy on a camera. Can you imagine if you were holding someone hostage?
So wait, hey there, what do you know about this Artemis Fowl boy?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you about Artemis Fowl. I'm just a man in a room. There is no ladies here. I've abused you putting this into a cage, so you know I'm not a gentleman. Stop saying it.
Oh god, strange.
He says it multiple times.
Just always introducing.
He's also reading it like it's the script, because later he's like, and this is where the plot gets good, because I'm in it. And the agent's like, cool, alright, like...
Crushing. So we introduced to Josh Gad.
We're introduced to Josh Gad, and his character arc is he's discriminated because he's a giant dwarf.
Which is that in the books? That's quite funny.
I have no idea. Maybe I know he's a character in the books. I think maybe it is a thing, but it might not be.
I mean,
I read this when I was young.
They really hyped that up as the main. That's a good 3 minutes of the film.
He has a whole I like that all the dwarfs know him as the one that's too big.
Yeah, it's nice. Tick.
Well, they're mean. They're just mean about it.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I'm a dwarf, and they're like, no, you're fucking not.
You're tall.
He's like, got my body's dwarf. It's like, is Josh Gad that short in real life? Or did they CGI him to be an inch shorter than what he is?
I think he's 5 something. He's in the 5'6" maybe.
So you reckon he's just in the mid 5s?
I think so.
Is he bigger or shorter than Olaf?
How tall's Princess Anna?
Princess Anna, I believe, is 8 foot.
Okay, cool.
So
and Olaf is 5.5. Oh yeah, he's exactly
the right height. So he's just friends with Holly Short. Don't know why.
I don't get that. Did not get that relationship. He pickpockets her a radio. Who keeps a radio? This technology is so advanced.
Immediately they were like, "Hey, have you seen that Guardians of the Galaxy film? They're really into their cassette tapes and things."
He tried to do Guardians of the Galaxy 5 years too late. But with just that, what was the song that was playing? It was.
I don't care.
I don't care. Yeah, it's dumb.
I wish it was just Adele.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
When are they going to start doing... You know how it's the music in films when people listen to it, they're so reminiscent of just old music from the 80s and earlier? When are they going to start reminiscing about current music? And they're going to be like, listen to the words. Call me maybe. Just
Carly Rae.
Carly Rae Jepsen.
Really speaks to me. I think that'd be funny. What should we rewrite Artemis Fowl?
Let's do it. I'll grab my pen. One, the boy's not in it.
Strike. Colin Farrell is hung up for 90 minutes.
It's buried, but it's him. It's just strung up.
Chatting to this person on a green microphone.
It's a $125 million film. We don't leave the cave. He's constantly like, what's happening now? And Artemis Fowl's like, there's a troll.
Oh, I wish you could see this. Wow.
There's glass everywhere.
Oh my god, so much broken glass. Josh Gad's eating stuff. What's going on there?
He's too tall. They're too short to be a human. Also, so when we go to the fairies, the villain's just there?
Yeah, wait, you mean the person she's hired, or I assume it's a she, the villain, but the general?
Yeah, she's just there, and she's like, you're a baddie now.
You're a baddie.
But she was also like, I can't get the Oculus because my people won't let me. So I don't follow how they just let her get there anyway.
Yeah.
Was that... It looks like that general's in a cage.
He is.
Right?
He is.
So why does nobody care that he's just out and about?
That's right. He was I thought he was arrested. I thought he was
Yeah, I thought she was freeing a villain.
And then it's go, but he's just allowed back into the ranks.
Yeah.
And they're like, someone looks and goes, hey, you were in jet, it's fine. You can be the leader now?
Yeah. They were like, you're in charge, right? Yeah. And he's like, sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I'm out of my cage, so I must be...
Imagine if he was a fan. He was like, I was in that cage for 20 years. You brought me food every day. You don't recognize me.
Wow.
I thought we had something.
Meredith. Okay.
You spoon-fed me oatmeal.
365 days for 20 years. You're a monster.
You're a bitch. You're a bitch.
That was the deleted scene. That would have re-saved the film.
You know, Kenneth Branagh's like, you know what? Play around with it.
Have fun.
I want you to go on rants. Everybody is allowed a 1-minute rant.
Artemis Fowl's like, oh, I love surfing. Oh, you're so boring.
Also, how long do you reckon the Oculus has been missing for? Because it seems important.
It seems very important. I thought it was like an energy source.
Well, because they were like, we literally need it today. And I'm like, so was it stolen yesterday? Because it sounds like it was stolen a while ago.
I thought it was like a 20-year sort of thing.
Because they were all like, your dad. It was like a whole...
dad tried to look for it. He wasn't a hero, and then like he actually was a hero. I thought he was the villain.
Yeah.
I'm no clue.
I don't know. It's a whole mess.
Yeah.
Holly's 84. All right.
Yeah. That's a thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And now we've brought in a new character. Some might say everybody's favorite character of the film. Butler's niece.
Oh, how can I forget Butler's niece? There's classic lines. Artemis,
eat a sandwich.
I didn't know what fairies eat, so I brought you everything.
Pretty rough that they're like, we needed somebody tough, so Butler brought his niece in, and then she just feeds everybody.
Yeah.
She is literally, they couldn't have, considering it's like a young black girl, it couldn't be more insensitive for her to only feed the white people in the movie.
No, but Butler is... Jesus.
But he's not a butler.
No.
His last name's Butler.
But then I was reading somewhere that everyone calls him in the book Butler. There's no issue with that.
Yeah, because you don't call him the Butler.
Yeah.
You just call him Butler, I think.
So this movie added that he doesn't like calling... But doesn't go anywhere. I thought, like, the troll was going to call him Butler. And he went, don't call me Butler.
He hulks out.
Yeah.
And the niece is like, no, you need to eat.
Sandwich. Throws a sandwich in his mouth, eats it. He's like, I'm de-Butlerfied.
I'm big.
She was my favourite character.
So, yeah, I think constantly we can play a really fun game as we continue through this movie. Because we're only 30 minutes in.
God, it's so much has happened, yet
nothing has happened.
Nothing.
Is we can play Where's the Niece?
Where is she?
Because she pops up once again.
She does? She's in the background, right over there.
Intense things happen that I feel like she should be involved in.
I mean, that troll scene, we're not up to that yet, but she's there.
She's around.
Yeah. So
they work out that they like oak trees.
Is that what that was? Yeah.
Well, because that's where the trade, I think, happened.
You mean where Artemis Fowl shoots Holly with the...
Like, no, I mean, so they were like, because Holly goes there, I mean, we're getting ahead of it, but the only reason Holly goes to that tree is because she's like, that's where there's evidence that my dad is innocent is.
Yes, she's trying to solve...
So my assumption was the dad gave Colin Farrell the Oculus there.
Yeah.
And that's why because in the book, it's that they replenish their magic using acorns, I think, from a specific tree in Ho Chi Minh. Nice. And that's why he knows to go there, because it's their main source of kind of nature giving magic, I'm pretty sure.
Insane.
Which also I'm like, Ho Chi Minh, fun for a fantasy setting.
Yeah.
Why not do it there?
A troll in Ho Chi Minh instead of just Italy?
Well, I don't know. Look, there's a lot of magic in Ireland. There's more magic in Ireland.
Where it comes from. It's magical. Anyone in Ireland will tell you it's the most magical. Disneyland is trying to compete with Ireland for the most magical place.
So Artemis comes up with a flawless plan of watch the tree till a fairy shows up.
Oh, I hate his plan. I don't think it's super bad. It's like, I've got a plan. I'm pretty sure his plan is to take Holly... Put her in a cage with a slidey door, and the cage is just open. I don't know why.
I wrote this too.
Yeah, I wrote this too. The cage is open.
He silences her and is like, no more talking, and then
walks away.
And it's just a cage. Yeah, she can be like, you can hear me fine.
Artemis, it's just
Artemis. I feel like she could easily.
And it's wood. She can slide it open. This is. I don't know why they installed this.
Why doesn't she just blow the cage open?
Because I think, I don't understand. So if you invite a fairy, I think they were saying it's like a vampire. If you invite a fairy in to your house, they can use magic or something like that. What was that rule? I don't know. They kind of
they rattle off many rules in one scene where he's like, "Hey, Colin, let's walk in the woods," and he's like, "List of your 9 favorite facts about fairies."
Wow, quick, okay, let's go.
Sunglasses. I like to wear suits. Fairies need to be in a cage.
Sliding door, minimum.
All of them have coarse voices, like they've been yelling for years.
Was that it? Judy
I don't
Dench's
know.
800? They couldn't really make her more old? So it's
They gave her, like, smoker's throat. I've smoked a pack of cigarettes every day for 800 years. I mean, we're not there yet, but the best line of the movie is when Judi Dench steps out of her spaceship and is like, top of the morning to you. To nobody. Cuts away.
I don't get this. Like, is it? I mean, they got Colin Farrell just because he's Irish. I'm pretty sure he's the only established Irish actor that we get.
That's all they've got. They googled Irish actors, and Colin Farrell was the only.
Higher. Okay, we got him. But I don't know why. Is it in Ireland in the books?
Yeah, he's Irish. I'm pretty sure.
Is he
in the
meant to
books.
be Irish?
Yeah. I think the books are Irish.
Is Artemis Irish? Like in the
Yeah, I think he's Irish. But, like, it still takes place more around the world.
Yeah.
It's not like all of the fairies and all of Artemis plots are isolated to Ireland.
No, because it's Ireland, and then you got, like, I think Italy. You got
Yeah.
the troll scene. Do they go anywhere else?
In this? No.
Yeah.
Which is why it's bizarre that it's 125.
Yeah.
Dunkirk cost less than this movie.
And they put shit. They just sunk a
Real
ship.
ships!
Yeah.
And airplanes.
Kenneth was like,
and hundreds of extras.
And Kenneth was there.
Yeah, very little glass.
Yeah.
Oh, Kenneth was there. He was like, Chris,
Wow.
I've noticed there's not a lot of glass, but you do have more than 9 extras. Can you explain to me why?
How?
Kenneth,
Whoa.
I don't have time for you. Please, stop doing that
I've
Russian
got
accent. You need to be British. It makes sense to the plot that you're British.
I'm gonna be Irish. Is that fun? Is that cool? Also, Josh Gad's here on a holiday. Do you mind if I just eat some sand?
Oh, Josh Gad's in Orient Express. Is that the only reason he said yes to this?
He is, because I always thought he looks more like Poirot.
He does.
He's got the moustache.
Get
I
Josh
think.
Gad to be Poirot.
Oh, Kenneth could not. He has it. Is he a fellow in a fellow? No.
He's Hamlet. He's Hamlet in Hamlet. And he's the much to do in Much to Do About Nothing.
Because he could never be nothing.
No, he could never be nothing. He reserves that for his ex-wife, Emma Thompson.
Would they marry? Oh, because they are in Much Ado About Nothing.
Yeah. And I think she's on record as just being like, yeah, you're a dick.
Makes sense.
I think he's a much better actor than I much prefer him in things than to making things.
Definitely. I mean, the only things he's made is like, I think you said it. Just sort of they work, and that's it.
They're competent enough.
Yeah.
It's like
No one's favorite director is Kenneth Branagh.
no. It's like when they're like, we need it done now. Who's experienced enough to just deliver it on time.
And also just no complaints.
I feel like he's somebody that's like hired for a job instead of hired to give a flair or a flavour.
Definitely. I feel like if the project's failing, they go, shit, chuck
Yeah.
Kenneth in there, fix it, just make it okay. Do you think the studio's interfered with this? Because this is flawed. And I think they've cut a lot out.
Yeah, it should be much longer.
Yeah, another 30 minutes.
I don't want it to be another 30
No,
minutes.
I think that was the main
should be
positive.
another 30
Yeah.
minutes.
I think that was my main thing. I was just like, this should be longer. There should be more.
Do you reckon they had to cut around the kid? They were like, oh,
No.
the kid's not great in this. We'll cut
He doesn't
that
get
out.
much, does he?
No.
Like, it seems like he's...
Maybe it's not his fault. Has Kenneth worked with kids before in film? Maybe it's Kenneth.
I mean, Harry Potter, but he's not directing them.
No.
Honestly, I think the kid gets a
He's
pass.
like, Daniel, why are you like acting so well? You need to stop this.
In the
You're putting me to shame.
In the second Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Daniel, stop. You're too good.
Yeah, Daniel's like, I'm not that good. You've put the script on your chest because I can't remember the lines. Daniel, please.
Stop.
You're overthrowing me.
If you were 10 years younger, in 10 years' time, I'd get you for Artemis Fowl, and that's a promise.
Can you imagine if you just hired Daniel Radcliffe for this?
I think it would work. I think I'd genuinely have so much fun with it. I think he would be having a lot of fun with it.
Oh, he would. Doing that Now You See Me Too.
Oh my god, that's a perfect performance. He would be so much because Artemis has a plan. I feel like if Daniel Radcliffe, the most flamboyant, just rocks up like, I've got a plan, and just does random shit and it works out, I'd be happy. 90 minutes of Daniel Radcliffe having a supervillain plan would be a perfect movie.
I think so. They get Josh Gad to dig in, and for a movie that Josh Gad digging in is probably the most wild thing in this film. What I don't get is the fact that for a movie that's so much like, we're just going to tell and not show, they were like, we're definitely showing this.
Oh yeah, the farting dirt out of his underwear.
Oh, I hate it.
Yeah, I did not
But
like
then
that.
he comes in through the wall.
He does. I don't get... He must have had to go through the ground.
He's barely digging, because he's...
Yeah, he's
not
knocking up
even.
stuff.
He's not even stealth.
Get deeper. I don't get...
Yeah.
They must have noticed this vibe. Oh, they do notice him pretty early. But that's his plan.
Yeah, his plan is to get...
the dwarf's in here.
Because a dwarf can't help but steal.
So does he know where the MacGuffin is?
I think he thinks that he'll just... Because he's into stealing, so he'll be like, is it
nuts
here?
I don't understand his plan.
I hate that his hair turns to spaghetti to
Oh.
open the...
Twiddles those claws.
Oh, it grosses me
Very
out.
gross. He says a gross line when he's like, I've gotten more experience too.
Yeah.
It's very gross.
Oh, yeah, this was also my other thing, was because, they make such a point about the fact that fairies can hypnotize you.
Mm-hmm.
So he wears sunglasses.
Yeah.
But then immediately it's like, my father was kidnapped, and Holly's like, mine's dead. And he's like, oh, well, can I trust you? Takes them off before she answers.
Exactly. And I think, why does he do that? I don't understand, because she should be trying to get out the whole time. I think about 3 minutes into the cage, she's like, all right, I'm on your side.
Mm.
She gives in. She pretty much betrays... I don't get where anyone's allegiances are in this film.
No idea. Also, Josh Gad is like, I'll dig in if you make me shorter.
Yeah.
And it's this emotional music as he's like, I've got 3-4 feet I don't need. Ugh. And I'm like, I hate that as a line.
Yeah. That was the best acting in the film.
So then during this, the other dude comes in and overthrows Dench. And it's like, well, I'm in charge now. Yeah. And everybody's like, all right.
She does a weird... Oh, no, when he does that, she does a weird fist.
Oh, yeah. Enough!
And
everybody's like,
it flies away.
Metaphors!
Yeah. I was encapped.
Yeah, where's the niece?
Oh, where is the niece?
Where's she been?
She's on a lighthouse in one scene and looking out.
I'd love it if she's just having a better film. She's just experiencing...
Whoa! I just defeated 2 trolls.
Yeah, she's like, and I fell in love.
Anyway, I was getting characterization. Nope.
Also, she's like, my subplot had a 3-act structure.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
what do you guys have? Just 3 introductions.
Also, his plan is just to use the fairies' weapons. They're like, remember when they just go to attack?
Yeah.
And they walk out with just one of Holly's guns?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, they've got a gun.
Yeah.
And they win?
Well, it's because the butler's like, I've got this gun behind my head. And I don't remember. It's very... No, he's a shield. That's right.
Yeah.
And they win. And Artemis is like...
They do have the high ground.
They're
up very... 9 stairs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, maybe 5. And...
I won't oversell it.
Yeah, don't oversell it. It's a raised platform, if that. And they win. And even though Artemis has no training, he didn't surf on them, or
Could you imagine surf on them? Quickly, Butler, get my hoverboard!
That would have been fun. At least him shooting and but he's said, I don't know.
That's the technology they took. They have the ability to fly, but not hoverboard, so it's just slightly better.
I don't get his power. He seems like he's great at everything, but not really. He's not a genius.
We're told he's talented and then never shown that he is.
That troll scene, I can't think of anything remarkable. He has a plan, but it seems like he just...
How gross is the way it's filmed? They're so CGI-y, them throwing, and Artemis Fowl's really tall and distorted. As the camera, it's trying to do it's a one take.
Oh yeah,
but it's stitched together
around.
it's the action sequence in the first Kingsman movie.
Yeah.
So it's these it's been quickened and then...
that was strange. I did not like that little editing thing. It's just they cut frames. I don't know why.
It was just the lazier version of the Kingsman
It was
scene.
midnight during post, so can we do this? I went, no, but sure, kind of.
It's they realized that on their storyboard they'd left out 9 things to shoot.
Yeah.
And they were like, you've got to CG this scene together so it makes coherent sense. Because that was bad.
That was awful.
So then that person overthrows Dench. Butler they put in a troll. Butler dies briefly.
Oh, I didn't understand. There was no stakes, because if he was under the troll and then got revived, it'd be like, oh my god, that's... I mean, at least a moment. But they take him out under the troll. He's not crushed. Put him in a chair.
How do they get him to the chair? He's huge.
He's huge. It's just the niece. We love the niece.
The niece.
She's there.
The niece is like, I'll pick him up.
So the niece...
I just got super strength from falling in love with this fairy. Having my own plot of it.
It's great.
It's great. Any of you guys want to come into this plot? We're having a ball. I'm not reduced to a stereotype.
Kev's like, no.
No! How dare you?
No! This bland boy is the main protagonist. I'm going to follow him for the whole time. Is it just those? Is Josh Gad there when they get Butler out of the...
Oh, he is. He's still there.
So
he's standing in the corner. Like, my thing is the fact that Butler's dying, and so it's like Artemis's father figure.
Yeah.
Even though he has a father,
That he's
which is what makes sense in the book is he's attached to the Butler because he's the father figure to him while the mother's sick, right?
Yeah.
But he's got a father.
And also the niece isn't crying.
But the niece isn't
just
there.
like...
Is she? She's not in the
She's
scene.
in the room.
Oh, is she?
She's
'Cause
very
she
tucked
doesn't
away.
care.
She's behind a brown wall.
And then Holly can't do it because her magic's blocked.
Oh god, I didn't. So
Like, I don't get the concept of magic in this movie.
No. So that force field, I thought, we've missed the establishing troll magic.
I didn't. Like, it was a sentence, and I went, "There's a troll."
There was a troll in Italy, and they can stop time.
That's pretty incoherent scene,
That's
isn't
a
it?
mess. You don't know
Terrible.
where anything's going. Also, the record's playing, but they've stopped
Stop time, so it's like
nope, you don't get this shitty cliche of classical music over slow-mo, even though 3 films like X-Men's done it.
yeah.
What else has done it?
X-Men did it, and then everybody was like, "Oh, can we do it too? Could we maybe do it?
Please.
Yeah.
Artemis Fowl's like that.
I want that. I want that scene, but with none of the good.
Because they use that scene to establish that the troll's there and the magic's there, but I don't understand how.
Well, I don't ever remember the troll coming back in the book.
No, I think it was just them going, "We need a troll in this."
The troll is in the book, but at the beginning, that's the reason the fairies even come upstairs is because the troll escaped.
Okay.
But it should have come way earlier. Like, I mean, it's 30 minutes in.
Yeah, and then they go, "He's back."
Do we talk about the centaur just being the smartest person of all the fairies?
Yeah, I did not. He kept neighing. He kept running off and clopping and I'm like, oh.
He did. Everywhere he went, he clopped.
He clopped. I'm sure he's a centaur, but no, don't do that.
Do you reckon if he clops too much, Judi Dench's like, "We're going to have to put you down"?
He breaks a third leg. Like, well,
oh no.
She grabs her leg.
Sorry.
There's still so much left.
Yeah, so Butler dies briefly.
Yeah.
The magic's blocked. This was a part that I didn't pick up on the first time I watched it, and I cackled.
Yeah.
Cackled watching this again. So the dude that's overthrown Dench
Yep.
is like, "All right, we're not going to unblock the magic for Holly."
Yeah.
And then there's an ADR line of, "No, she's one of us," and everybody's like, "Yep," and he crumbles.
He's like, no! There's no good leaders. Judy Dench gets over like that. He gets over like that. There's just some guy like, "Hey, she's..."
No, she's one of us. Nobody's mouths move.
No.
They just reverse the magic.
magic.
Do it.
Even though they're about to win.
And
And she's not in danger. She's just saving a life.
yeah. And we never see that evil dude again, do we?
He's
from that point,
He's gone. I don't think... Did he just go back to that cage? He's like, "Well, you got me there."
No, she's one of us. Who said that? Oh no, they've realised they have power.
No! Strength in numbers.
It's also at this point that Artemis comes out of the house and his hair is huge.
Oh,
This
God.
is the...
Poofed up. His little boy head and his massive... It's like they got all the moose. The other 250 million was just glass and moose. He was...
It's tripled in density. It's so big. It's like they were like, when he was an actor, they were like, "Do you have anything that you need to tell us?" And he's like, "My hair can't get wet. It's like a gremlin. Don't get it wet. It'll be huge for days."
A lot. They come back for reshoots like, "I was surfing." I love to surf. That's a characterization. No, it's not. I feel so bad for this kid. It's so weird.
It's so... I don't know who the hair and wardrobe was that was like, "Looks like it's about the same as the last scene." And then when they stitched it together and they went, "Oh
no.
Can we CGI his hair back to normal?" And then left. "No, we spent it all on those rocks holding Colin Farrell together."
It was either the hair or the jagged rocks. It was gonna be Colin Farrell just standing.
Can we change both to hair? He comes out, his head is just jagged rocks.
It would look better. It would look better.
But yeah, and then this is where... so from this point on, there's no conflict again.
No, they get the the acorn.
Everything's fine from this point on. There's like
There's
20 minutes of film left.
And they were just, I think, the whole time setting up. They're resolving the things that didn't get, like, even established.
Yeah.
And then they were setting up for a sequel.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, no, we missed probably the worst joke. I think this is, like, I don't know how, like, is it G-rated?
I think it's G or it's probably PG with, like, mild violence.
There's a line that's, where is it? Yeah, Josh Gad, I don't know what the setup is, but he says, David Bowie is a fairy.
Oh, yeah.
As in, like, David Bowie is a very gay man. And it cuts, and that's a joke. I didn't get it. I didn't get how that got let in. It seems very offensive.
Well, because I think it's like the adults will go, and then the kids are like, oh, they're saying he's just like a fairy because he also looks like he kind of looks like
a fairy.
Judi Dench.
That's why that's what it is. We got Judi Dench. We might even a David Bowie joke we've been itching to make.
Because you know how it's like all through have you seen any of the Men in Black films?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like all through them, they're always like, this celebrity's an alien, this celebrity's an alien, blah, blah, blah. Those like throwaway things.
Yeah.
I think they wanted to do that, and they were like, just David Bowie.
Yeah, that's all we got.
Yeah. Ours isn't even relevant, he's deceased.
He's deceased. We just called a dead man gay. And that's it.
It does feel insulting.
It does feel...
I'm not a fan of that at all.
It felt kind of... Because Josh Gad was like, he's a fairy. He's also a fairy. Josh,
is that the line?
I think it is.
He says he's a fairy and then is like, he's also a fairy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful.
It's like real bad. It's just like offensive. You can't like, because go nuts if it's like, if that's the rest of the tone, but it's not. It's a kid's film and then it's just like, by the way, we're homophobic
I'm
now.
throwing it out there. Let's cancel Josh Gad.
Let's do it. Finally. That man's had too many chances.
Far too many chances. He's in everything.
Everything. He must have done something bad, and this is it. We've got the smoking gun. He recorded the idiots.
The force field's beginning to disintegrate.
Yeah, not sure why.
The other thing was also, like, they only spent, like, 25 minutes of the house, or, like, 30 minutes of the house.
Yeah.
Like, the whole book is essentially, like, it's Die Hard with fairies. So the fairies are trying to get in, Artemis Fowl trying to keep them out.
Yeah.
Very simple, very exciting.
Exactly.
Follow that. It's only, like, the middle of this movie, and I'm like, that's your plot.
That's your whole thing.
You could probably, if you set most of it inside a house and you built that, it's like they built the Knives Out house.
Did they actually?
And you know where all of the, like, the interior,
you get the layout.
You get the layout and stuff. All the interior is built. I think the exterior is probably an actual house. Build the house, show, because when the trolls like tearing apart the house, I have no clue where anything is.
There's that secret door that Colin Farrell's in. No clue where that is in the house.
Absolutely not. My assumption is downstairs, but I think it has a window out.
Yeah, so I mean, they've got the grand hall. The troll goes flying through into the kitchen, I think.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot, and his room's like above. It's a very strange. It's a poorly made house.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. But yeah, so they start getting sucked through the force.
And they die?
Like, well, I don't, because then they show Josh Gad gets sucked through and then just pops out.
I did not like that. He kept just going, whoa, I'm here.
Oh, I know, just distorted.
Because the fairies are just sitting by the
and they're like, oh no, they've been sucked out again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, so are they dying? But like, why would getting sucked? But then they don't. I don't know what the stakes are of just getting sucked. That it's dizzying?
Yeah, whoa.
No, don't get dizzy.
Oh no, I'm done. I'm dizzy. I mean, the effects.
His plan to overthrow them is to just make them dizzy.
I've done that. He's a genius, Carl. We don't understand it.
He surfs around them for like an hour, and they're all just turning.
Oh dizzy. No! There we go. Oh, there he goes. Oh no! Oh no!
Judi Dench. Oh no!
Oh no! What is cigarette?
Let's be homophobic towards Josh and today.
He looks like me. Do we talk about the boatman that dies? The only evidence of this?
They save him, they put him in the boat, and he falls like a building, like a skyscraper.
Even if the boat's smacking on the water. The man's like...
Because I'm fairly sure they drop him, but there's still a wave. So it's like they drop him, he hits a little bit of water that's near probably land, and then a wave crushes him.
He's dead, and he's the only evidence, right? Because nothing else gets destroyed.
Yeah, they bring up the fact that the fisherman saw it all at the beginning, and I'm like, a dead fisherman?
A dead fisherman. That's all you've got going.
He wouldn't even be he would just be mush in the boat.
That entire boat's gone.
Yeah. He's the only fatality of the film.
It's such a throwaway one.
I know.
And he's the only one that can't die. He's the only, every fairy can die, but that fisherman had to survive.
I'd love it if they did it on purpose, and it's like he was going to have a whole thing in the second one. He gets home and he's like,
Artemis
wife,
Fowl, a fishing
son.
trip.
I just love him like dealing with his own, like, he turns out he's immortal. And he's just dealing with that for a film. He's like, I found out I was immortal today.
Just this film is filled with just more interesting things. And this fisherman's like, my curse is I have to fish like syphilis, just climbing the rock.
Just his son is like, Dad, will you give me a hug? And he's like, I don't need to. And life is meaningless. I'll have many of you because I won't age or die.
Hey, this little boy with the big hair on the screen. Let's film him. What's he got to say? Nothing. Shit. Put some glass in front of him. It's fine.
Alright, and then they simply just teleport Colin Farrell. And this is where I thought, using the Oculus, they're like, oh, we'll just teleport him here. This is where I thought this would be like the next complication that segues into the third act.
I thought they were going to teleport
and then there'd be like another big action sequence, right? And it would be like he's with the fairies now, and they would all versus. No,
this hooded person.
He just shows up
because it establishes that like they're going in there. It was quite a cool effect. It was like they sort of go in there. I'm like, oh, they like teleport the house to this like underground lair, mountain lair. But no, he's just back, and that's it. I don't get.
And they're just like, oh, is he back? And then he searches the rooms, and he's like, there he is.
There he is. I forgot. He's got
Found
an underground thing.
He was down. Oh, I didn't check downstairs.
He was there the whole time.
Oh. He's like, I was never taken. Those were the rocks. Look how jagged they are.
That hooded figure, just a statue.
It was this statue. Yes. It was a ruse. And this is how you discovered the real meaning of Christmas, Artemis.
Colin Farrell had this whole subplot trying to make it more interesting.
Yeah. Everyone's just off on their own amazing adventure of $1 billion franchise.
James just is like got a camera and just keeps tripping and just like, oh no, I captured another 90 minutes of Artemis.
Yeah, so there's no real third act. It's not just me, right? It really does feel like this because there's the first, because it's like, you know, the rule of threes in action sequence. You have a small action sequence, a bigger one that's a complication, and just a big large one. All the Marvel movies have them. It's a very bland formula, right? But you stick to it because it works.
It works.
They have the troll
in Italy.
They have the troll again.
That's the problem. They've kind of done like
the same action sequence.
But they've also put it like at the end of the first half and then the second half, and they go, "Oh, we don't really have. It's too quick to do the third one, so we have to just leave it." I guess saving Josh Gad.
Yeah. Well, that should be the all hope is lost moment.
Yeah.
So it's like Artemis is on his own. Butler's dead. The niece is fixing up a huge 1 meter sub.
Getting so much characterization.
Yeah. I don't know who else is a character. Holly's wings are... She's caught in like a...
Chandelier. That was the worst. Undo your wings. And just fall and then undo them. I don't get how they got caught.
Yeah, so are they not... So are the wings part of the magic?
I thought it was part of the suit because she can retract
Okay, so
them.
fairies don't have wings in this.
Maybe they do, but I think that box maybe just closes them off. It seems like a very...
It's like that's like society's penis and vagina. You can't see the wing attachment to the back.
That's a slutty. That's
the rowdy thing.
That's a slutty fairy.
Yeah,
that's gross. Ugh, your wings are showing.
Then she takes it off and is like, "Cover yourself. How does she dig
your stems? Your fairy wing stems.
Yes.
Don't want to see.
They're so sticky.
Judi Dench gets her 800-year-old wings out.
Saggy stems.
I guess I'll fly.
You know what I feel like Judi Dench would be if she flied is that Jewish stereotype in the first Phantom Menace. I'm 800. I'm so gross and I like dice and money.
Give me the shiny acorn. I want to live forever. Is it Power of the City? That's what I assumed it was.
It said, I wrote it down.
Because I didn't know what, again, you don't find out what it looks like for about an hour and 10 minutes. I don't really know what it is.
It's like a...
Because it teleports people, that's cool. But...
I think it was going to teleport armies, and it's your the secret to the universe. So it's like you can teleport things all around the universe.
Okay, so it's like a teleport. That's lucky that Colin Farrell was far away and needed teleporting.
I feel like they constantly say it teleports off screen
Yeah.
to somebody. Like, they were like, we need to wrap this up. And they were like, what if it just teleports?
Yeah.
And they were like, cool, trickle that throughout the film.
And they just forgot to.
Yeah. So everything's fine. There's still 17 minutes left in the movie.
And it just keeps going. I was like...
Oh, so Holly's whole arc is the fact that it's like she thinks her father's...
guilty.
No, she thinks the father's innocent. Everyone thinks he's guilty. She meets Colin Farrell for a second and he goes, oh, your father's innocent. I have a note. just pulls it out.
Just says, your father innocent. Father, yes.
But why is he carrying it all the time?
No clue.
He's like, I thought one day I'd bump into you, Holly. Here's the note of all the people that made him think he...
What was the guilty... Is he that he had a part of stealing the egg?
Yeah, well, it was I think it was like there was 4 or 5 fairies that like framed him, and they would be the accomplices to the evil person.
Did Colin steal it?
Sorry?
He did steal it.
Yeah, with that guy's help? I don't know.
Yeah. Because they're guilty. They have stolen it.
Yeah. I also love the fact that they were like, he's like a big criminal mastermind, he's stolen so much, and I'd love for the kid to realise there's like the Mona Lisa in their living room.
Oh.
And just like shit all
crazy, like in Despicable Me 1. Like a massive Eiffel Tower, shit.
Yeah. Look, sorry, this is what... So when I watched this with somebody, and I was then reading that Kenneth Branagh decided that he would not be made a supervillain because they found that people won't find him relatable. And then somebody was like, on Twitter, they were like, yeah, it's only like 10 million people that liked it. That's like, just adapt the book. That's the reason it's a success. But also, so my mate was like, but people like Gru, who's a supervillain for the first half of Despicable Me and then is humanized by the 3 kids.
Exactly. I feel
they love Gru.
Exactly. And I mean, if we go for a bit more, I think you're right, Edgar, right? A bit more if the supervillains comically evil.
Yeah.
That could be fun. And then he does get redeemed, that's fine. But I don't know why he's not even like not evil. He's just kind of...
Well, it's like, this is Disney and they've done Pirates of the Caribbean and Jack Sparrow kind of plays both sides.
Yeah.
Of like he's doing bad things and good things, but in the end he has a good heart. Yeah. Because I think this movie should have opened with like a really good heist scene.
Yeah.
To demonstrate that they're competent.
Well, hang on. You want a heist scene instead of Josh Gad in a prison going, well, the story starts right, and I'm a dwarf.
What is I want him to... Artemis Fowl to get off of his surfboard and be like, I just heisted the heart of the sea.
I found this trident. I guess I'll just... Anyway, what's the plot? He just finishes an amazing quest, like, what's my movie? Oh, goodness.
I want the director's commentary of Kenneth Branagh being like, that's how we know he's good at surfing. Just doubling down on all. He's like, here's the thing about surfing is you need weight distribution, and just talks over the rest of the movie
about the intricacies of surfing and why it was so relevant.
Alright, the niece isn't at the end. Is she? She in that helicopter?
I think she is, but tucked away.
Yeah. So blah blah. He calls the villain, proclaims he's a criminal mastermind.
Oh, sorry, we forgot the suit up scene.
Oh
my god.
We're gonna have to in the lighthouse.
Yeah.
They couldn't be more exposed in the lighthouse, and they're like, get the suit, butler. And then there should be 20 minutes of them navigating back into tailoring it on. Most people when they get a suit go, I've grown a bit.
I've grown it. Hey, he's 12.
Yeah.
He would have grown. Every day he grows. He probably... When did this suit get
The butler
made?
has to tailor one to him every morning.
Why?
There's one for his poofy hair. His hair's got a little suit.
No, we can't get it on. He can't get a jacket on because
his hair's so
We'll have to tailor it onto you.
I love them just stitching it. Like, it's suit in a can. They just spray paint it onto him.
Oh, but sure it's in the books, but why? Why did they...
If I recall, it was like to do with the fact that, because he's like a classy supervillain.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like he likes wearing suits, but the other thing was also he's very smart, and so it was like the Albert Einstein thing of he just wears the same thing every single day, so he doesn't have to use his.
Yeah.
So he just would put on a suit.
Yeah.
Same suit every single day.
But he doesn't do that because he's...
Instead in this he was like, I've only worn hoodie and jeans.
Yep.
Give me a suit.
Give me a suit. I need the poster.
But I love how he's like, we need the suit, and they cut back to it like they'd set it up earlier, and they're like, it's happening.
It's not, it's just a cupboard, and just the suit was there.
Just opens.
Alright.
It's a normal one. Probably got it made in Ho Chi Minh.
It looked cheap, I'll be honest. It looked pretty cheap.
A lot of what he wears looks cheap.
Yeah.
Those sunglasses look cheap. The suit looks cheap. His hair looks cheap.
Gorgeous.
Oh, it's so lush, isn't
so
it?
So lush. God damn, you want to just pat it, but it'll grow.
It grows around your hand and starts sucking you. No, that's why it's so big. There's just like a cat and a dog and a sign stuck in it.
First day here.
Can you imagine? Hi, welcome to Artemis's hair.
How long have we been saying eternity? Yes.
Yeah. We live off the nutrients of his scalp.
My knit.
Yeah, this doesn't happen often. Stay away from the dangerous. It'll give you diarrhea.
Again, a more interesting plot.
Yeah.
Stuck in
it zooms into his hair and just...
We get characters. It's just them trying to escape the hair.
There's a full structure, just like... Alright.
I don't remember this. I remember 20 minutes and it just kind of was like...
It keeps going. Holly's like, I'm back home and I'm going to look for the people that betrayed my dad. And Judi Dench's like, alright.
You do that?
Top of the morning
to you. I have cigarettes in my mouth.
I'm 90% nicotine.
Why did they break Josh Gad? Who breaks? Artemis Fowl breaks Josh Gad out, doesn't
Yeah, because they're going to be friends now.
I guess.
I don't know. They just fly away into a sequel that'll never happen.
Nope.
Also, they constantly have very easy, just like, communication to the villain. He's like, I'll eventually get you. And I'm like, you have a phone number.
Yeah.
Probably Tracer.
You got the teleporty thing. You were there.
Yeah.
You know where...
She was like, yeah, why can't Colin Farrell be like, oh yeah, they kidnapped me and walked me to that mountain.
Yeah, no henchmen.
Yeah, it's just her.
Yeah.
She also has the ability to just go to the fairy city anyway, because she freed that guy.
Seems like everyone should have won a lot easier.
Yeah. There's just, it's like, I think it's like constant just first acts happening. Like the third act is just another first act.
Exactly.
Well, alright, well I think that's the plot pretty much done.
That's the plot.
So
that was meant to be a small bit. Well, Carl, what did you like? You gotta give me 3 big positive things.
Okay. I like when Butler dies.
Great, 1. Alright, 2.
I like when Butler dies. And I think this is the only good line reading from the kid. And Butler goes, I didn't cry, did I? And the kid goes, a little bit.
That was fun.
I don't hate... I don't hate the scene where Josh Gad is in prison and blows up somebody's head. I think that demonstrates he's smarter than Artemis. Like, he's like knows to
get out of things.
He just constantly just gross things. Says, I'm going to put my fists up your nostrils. Blue.
They're burned.
Why does everybody else get blown away and he's like fine?
Because I thought dwarfs like hate fire. I thought that was something established, and then luckily they go, yeah, free. We can't again. Great scene, perfect scene, 10 out of 10.
And I think the other huge plus for this movie, and the only reason that I don't think it's just the worst of the worst, is it's such a tight hour and 28 minutes.
Tight's the wrong word, but
it's not. Yeah, but it's
lengthwise.
Short.
It's short.
Like this could have been like, I think it's on the level of The Last Airbender, but The Last Airbenders worse simply because it's longer.
It's 2 hours at least. It feels
it's probably more.
I think it's 2.
Maybe it's just around 2 hours.
It's just a bit over 2 hours, but it is painful.
Both of them bogged down by bad main actors.
Yeah, I don't know what I got. Avatar, because he knows karate, but this one.
He knows surfing.
He knows surfing.
They had to get an actor that knew how to surf.
Exactly, that's a core part of this film.
Your 3?
Oh god, what have I written down?
Because I know that one of them, one of your compliments, I don't agree with
whatsoever.
Alright, cool.
Well, I'll start. I thought the film started off great with the font.
Yeah, I hate the font.
Why
do you like the font looks cheap?
I did, okay, the more I think about it, it is cheap, but I was kind of like, oh, that's new. Hadn't seen that in a film. And that's about it. The holding cell of MI6, I thought, it's impractical, but I thought...
So do they know fairies are real? Is that why they're holding it? Because they seem to just buy his story.
Do they? I think they're very, critical. Fairies, what's all this thing?
They're I'm lulled into believing him because he's weaving me a story. He's calling me ladies and gentlemen.
He's not weaving me a story. He's giving me 3 acts that are all wrong. So, what else was good?
Do you reckon the first day of shooting they sat Josh Gad down for that scene and they went, all right, you're going to narrate, and he's like, where's the script? And they're like, well, you read the book, didn't you? And he was like, a while ago. And they're like, great, just rattle off what you thought it was about. And then they made the film around the narration.
It's someone who kind of drunkenly read a book, went, think this is it.
He's
Great,
like,
that's a script.
Yeah.
What?
And he's like, and then I started eating dirt and I started farting it out. And Kenneth Branagh's like, all right, put that in.
He smokes it. No, don't put that in. That's fuck. That's
Make
fuck.
your voice more gravelly.
And Judi Dench was like, yuck.
I want to be David Bowie. She walked off of the set of Cats straight to this.
Oh my goodness. She must have gone, well, I don't know. In her mind, Cats would have been a success because of Tom Hooper, and then this.
Well, I mean, she's working with two very well-known people in the industry.
Yeah, exactly.
Oscar
winners.
so much of a film is being like, I trust this guy's vision. Day to day, you've got to be like, is this working? I remember Tom Hardy talking about that Mad Max Fury Road and being like, this is terrible. I think it's going to be an awful film. And then when he saw the movie, apologized to the director because he'd been so hard on set and went, I'm sorry, I didn't see it.
Fairs.
And I'm like,
Judi Dench did not.
She must have been doing Cats and being like, I bet this is just gonna fucking come together so nice. Where do you want my leg, Tom Hooper? Right in the air. Ooh.
Right, my anus just spread open, of course.
Yeah. Give me the butthole cut. Give it to me.
We demand it. Give me Judi Dench's. Down that road.
Just Judi Dench's little pink ring.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Alright, so you've only done one compliment.
Oh, hang on, the font and the holding cell.
Oh, okay, you've got a third.
Alright, a third. Jesus.
You made mine be so... You were like, yours need to be big compliments. So far you've gone the title, credits, and a setting.
Well, I mean, you did not give me the restrictions of big. I can go as small as I want.
Fine, yours need to be tinier than the last two.
I thought the goblin makeup was kind of
too
good.
Small, I want smaller.
The centaur's hair was... No.
The way he galloped, so natural.
No, that was a flaw. Big flaw. Did not like that. Turned me off. The scene in Italy made me go, Italy looks nice. There you go.
It's pretty small.
It's
I was
pretty
really
small.
hoping you'd say the surfing.
Oh, the surfing's a big bonus. It really makes the film.
Imagine if this inspires a generation to start surfing.
And hoverboarding and getting into ferries.
Look at this. It's a wave.
God, wow.
It's great because this is
an audio medium. Wow, what a great joke. It worked well. It's perfect.
For those who don't realise, Carl turned his pages of notes into a wave.
And I looked at it.
Did a little finger thing.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh.
Wow. Make that a film.
That's cinema.
Alright, well, what else do we have? Quickly pitch a sequel without knowledge of the book.
I think we're both going to be on the same page of this.
Yeah.
Is the sequel needs to 100% revolve around Josh Gad's anus.
His mechanic? The farting mechanic?
He's accidentally eaten Artemis. It's like a magic school bus type scenario where Artemis is weaving his way through the body.
It could work, because he's a super genius. He's got that surfing ability. It could come back in.
He surfs his colon. He comes out the other side and he's like, your prostate's fucked up.
Have you been pissing and shitting bricks for the last 800 years he's been alive? Yes.
He's like, there's bits of gold in there. There's half-eaten condom. Bits of bottles.
Swine flu.
Yeah, the coronavirus is in you.
You've caused this by shitting it out.
I think he eats something he wasn't supposed to. He eats Artemis.
Yeah.
Artemis is in it. The complication is Josh Gad gets, constipated. He can't get out.
Yeah.
Artemis has to turn back around, come out the mouth.
Ooh, that could work too easy because you can open it so large.
And then... God, the niece is there. But the complication of the niece is just feeding sandwiches.
Oh, yeah.
He's constantly just getting blood.
So Josh Gad doesn't know he's eating Artemis. So the niece, honestly, let's grab a pen.
His spaghetti hair woke up in the night and just consumed Artemis without him knowing.
Curled around
him. Yeah, curled around a slutty snake. And then like a python.
Oh, he got to the hair. He got to the hair. Oh, bigger! meetings.
Kenneth knows exactly what's up. He's like, okay, but guys, we've definitely got to keep the budget over 150 million this time. They've given me more.
Can we reuse the glass? No, I've shattered it.
I'm blowing us more. We can use the same 9 extras though.
Oh, well, the sequel's done. Perfect.
Where is the fucking money in this movie?
This
movie looks cheap as
It looks
shit.
cheap. I can't.
You worked it out. It's over $1 million a minute.
Yeah, more probably. Oh yeah, no, it's yeah.
It's like $1.5 million a minute.
And the biggest actor is Colin, but Judi Dench maybe, but
Well, nobody's watching for Judy, is she?
I don't think so. I think it's more just sprinkles on top. But
Like,
then
I think you got Colin, you got Josh Gad.
Josh Gad, I get. Josh Gad must ask for a lot. I feel like he's quite a name, but then I don't know who's gonna.
People like Josh Gad films.
Yeah, there's a bit of trust, but that still doesn't account for let's say they each get 5 million. Probably not.
Yeah, absolutely not.
The
The kid's probably getting like 125,000.
yeah, and then the house. I guess the CGI, but the CGI doesn't look
It's awful. It's very cheap.
Yeah.
That's sad to think about. What a waste of money.
Yeah, that's pretty much all the money Disney's made from Disney Plus. Like in 1 month, and just thrown it away.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because the first Disney Plus has been out for what, 3 months now?
Yeah, they've probably got at least somewhere. I mean, in terms of the fact that if they had 12 million people on a service and they're all paying $10 a month, that month is wasted on Artemis Fowl.
Exactly.
Not to mention them marketing Artemis Fowl, because remember
it's on YouTube. It's on everything.
Well, it had cinematic marketing, and then it got pushed, so they had the posters and everything sent out, and then they redid it again for its release date during the year.
Yeah.
And then they pulled it, did online marketing for Disney Plus, and then just dropped it on the service. And it's got to be pricey.
Exactly. And also, if you're a Disney, because I feel like the first 2 months of Disney, you watched everything you wanted to watch. Maybe you're still watching The Simpsons, but this is you've paid this month. This is what you've got. I mean, Hamilton comes out today of recording. So that's exciting. But
do we jump right on it?
Stop.
We've got to go.
Let's leave. Okay, Carl. Now it's time to discuss who would watch this.
Oof. Who is this for? Who would watch this?
Is it for Kenneth Branagh? Does he want to watch this?
I feel like judging from the publicity. You know what? It looks like a movie where I don't think he's watched it. I don't think a director
didn't watch it. No one's watched this.
Nobody's watched this. Nobody's ever put this together. It wouldn't surprise me if they this was when you just drag your video files into Premiere and it just kind of assorts them for you.
It's like a template. Do you want to make a film?
It's okay.
There you go.
Clippy pops up.
Yeah.
It's like, are you trying to make a movie? Why you say I'm Clippy?
Kenneth, not again. Oh no, you're back. Because it's not for the fans.
It's not for the fans of the books. It's not for fans of Kenneth Branagh.
Which is... Can you imagine... I love Kenneth Branagh t-shirt.
I love KB. And it's definitely it's not for. I don't think it's too boring for children. It's not for the fans of the books. It's not for Kenneth Branagh. It's not for fantasy fans. It's not for fans of film.
No, definitely not. God. Structure.
Who else is it not for? It's not for my mum. It's definitely not for my dad.
Do you think if a child was sat down and placed in front of this, do you think, because I think as we were children, I think if you're put in front of many movies...
I'd hate my parents. I reckon I would sue my parents for abuse if they made me watch this.
I think that's fair enough.
I think it's genuinely for people who are very, very high.
I don't think you'd enjoy this.
Okay, maybe
I don't think drugs could assist you in watching
you know
this.
what? It's probably a good babysitting film in terms of if you're under the age of 4 and you're okay, mummy needs to clean the kitchen or daddy needs to clean the kitchen.
Yep.
Child, watch this.
But they haven't been bothered to scroll down Disney Plus for just oh, cool.
Oh, yeah, it's already there. It's for people.
It's
for people that don't want to scroll. If this is offered to you on the Disney Plus homepage, straight up when you click into the app, it's for that person.
You've seen its G, you're going,
Yeah.
It can't be that bad.
And they don't finish the movie.
No. It's like,
That's
alright,
a
cool.
caveat.
I've cleaned up, it's 40 minutes and we'll take you out. The kid's like, oh no, what about the ending? Don't worry.
the kid just wouldn't say that.
Oh yeah.
We've cleaned up, it's 40 minutes in, I'm going to turn this off, sweetie. And the kid goes, please.
I'm done.
I'm done. Next time you watch 40 minutes of the movie and I'll clean the kitchen.
In perfect clarity. Just like, hey mum, not again. Don't do
She's
that
like,
to me.
just like, hey, you want to watch, I don't know what else is you want to watch Noel? No mum, I'm going to clean the kitchen. You watch Noel.
Well,
Oscar, who would watch this?
oh God. I mean, when you said babysitting, I like the idea that you're babysitting and the kid go, I don't know, is any which child's like, I want to watch Artemis Fowl? I can't imagine a child. Do you think Kev Brenner, does he have kids?
Surely, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna say on a whim, no.
Well, my point's destroyed. I was gonna say
It's
Kev Brenner's
definitely
kid.
not for his kids.
He reads some Shakespeare. I'm definitely sure he reads some Shakespeare. And that's
I'm sure his kids are like intellectuals.
Like pseudo intellectuals. Like he's just like, here's some Mozart. Like, I don't want
Here's some pseudo.
here's some pseudo. Here's Artemis Fowl.
Yeah.
You can finally get through it. Cool. So we've established that kids on pseudo effigen.
Yeah. Okay. Here's who would watch this. All right.
Yep.
The kitchen's a mess.
They paint the scene.
The kitchen's a mess.
Oh no, the kitchen's a mess.
Oh no, the kitchen's a mess. The little kid's like, but mummy or daddy, I don't want to help clean the kitchen. Fine then, child. Here's some pseudo. Let's see what's on Disney Plus. This is the home banner. It's Artemis Fowl. Let's put this on for 40 minutes. And then the kid goes, but why pseudo? You're mixing it with Artemis Fowl.
You want to be aware? As pseudo, I assume, gets you very aware for a child.
Yeah.
Anyway, so...
We are not condoning drug your children to watch. We're just saying that the type of audience that this movie's for is drugged children.
Drug children. I'm glad we've established who would watch this. So it's us and druggy children. But just prescription medication.
Yes.
Druggy children.
And if the kitchen's a mess...
Oh yeah, the kitchen has to be a mess. No other...
There's a lot of caveats. If you've got a checklist and you're sitting at home, you've listened to this podcast, and you've checked off every little thing just now, the first 40 minutes of this movie's for you.
You're gonna be underwhelmed, but I'll be honest, is he perfect for you?
Yeah.